Good afternoon on a Saturday, September 14th. Uh, I just noticed, over the last few days, I've been getting a fair amount of emails on, hey, how does these systems do in the ES? I see you always showing the MNQ or NQ, or how does it do in CL? It does really good in CL. How does it do in gold? It does really good in gold. How does it do in Bitcoin futures? It does fantastic in Bitcoin futures. The only thing I've really never analyzed is treasury notes and bonds. I have no interest in trading them. Others do. So I've just never spent the time to get the most optimized, time frames and settings. So I've been recently showing an important aspect of what the grid scalper automated is about. There was one objective I had is I wanted to be able to do flip to flip trades where we're flipping from downside to upside momentum, do that brain dead simple, fully automated. So let's take a look at two different types of days in the ES and why if you use this approach, you're never going to you should never have a scenario where you get so beat up, that you're like blowing out your prop account. That should just not happen. So here's a day. Here was the 8:30 Chicago Globex time open, or 9:30 New York City time when the stock market opens. We're waiting. And right here, automation would have put you long if you're going the flip to flip approach. So you're long, and right here you get a short. So any longs that you're in or any portions of trades not yet covered out, boom, you're out. That was a positive trade. Then from that entry point to a flip to the long side, and there's many time frames that work. I'm on one of the lower time frames. Your short trade is now blipped out. Any remaining portions of the trade, that's out. Your next trade was a short, so that made, barely any money. This one lost a little bit of money. Then you get a flip to the long side. So that trade, so basically you're getting flipped around in a market that's narrowing its range a bit out of the US session open. So in the stuff that destroys most systems, I'm holding my own. I'm not doing nothing bad is happening to me, even though I'm getting a high number of trades that would suddenly blow up my account. That's the beauty of the iGRID. With the unique math we use and the two-dimensional smoothing, we can get to settings on a wide range of time frames. So these flip to flip points, even in the most narrow of markets, are not what I would call account damaging type events. So now I'm long and I get a nice move. And if I stayed in there from just flip to flip, I made some money. And then from this flip to the next flip, I made a little bit of money if I had not taken any profits or partials. And then this move, whatever I was trying to accomplish on the day, I'm done. If I didn't have enough profit in here, I held my own in here, made a little here, made a little here. So the net effect of all these trades is my equity curve initially in the beginning went up, then it went like this, then it went up a little bit more on this trade, on this short trade, went up a little bit more, and then it went up like this on this last trade. So whatever your profit objective was on the day, you should have had no problem hitting it. And that's on a okay day, a day that I would say nothing amazing was going on out of the open. We didn't have any big rallies where institutionals come in and pump it, or we didn't have any big sell-offs right out of the open. And this, you're talking, this is all done before noon U.S. Central Time. This big run of price is right about coming up to noon Central Time. So it's not like you had to sit there and watch this thing the entire day. Now let's go look at a day that would normally just chew regular standard indicator based type, systems, or just chew them up and spit them out. Let's go look at a day like that. Let's exit the tools. Let's go look at one of those days. So we end that day that I just showed where the market was basically grinding higher. We go through the overnight session. And let's get into the day session action here. Let's move this over, open this chart up a bit so you can see a little bit better. And now we're into the next day. And these type of days, in my opinion, tend to chew up a lot of systems. So our first trade after 8:30, whether you start at 8:30 sharp or 8:31 or 8:32, we had a long, then we had a short, then we had a long. So these are the flip to flip points. Then we had a short, then we had a long, then we had a short, then we had a long, then we had a short, then we had a long. So I can make money there. I'm not really going to make any money on that move. We'll call it flat. I made some money there, made a little bit of money there from the flip to flip, flip to flip. In other words, these are positive flip to flips. Positive flip to flip, scratch flip to flip, positive flip to flip, positive flip to flip, positive flip to flip, small loss flip to flip, scratch flip to flip, scratch flip to flip, and so on. So my equity curve is not like going like this. My equity curve is little bit of gain, flat, little bit of gain, little bit more gain, little bit more gain, little bit of loss, some scratch. And then if we erase all that and go, forward, and now we're about to noon. If I'm not at my daily goal and it's noon, but I've had a positive day, hey, it's progress over, perfection. It's a day, the market's grinding higher. We're having a lot of cyclical activity. You can kind of see the market's been in an uptrend. It's maintaining this uptrend. Or really, I should maybe just be working the long side every time we come down and test this uptrend. But I don't want to trade. I want my automation to trade. And it's money today. And it's noon. I'm done. Let's say my daily goal on a 150K account was $750 for the day, and I'm up 480. I just got long and it's lifting up a little bit. Okay, I'm up to 490, 495. Blip it out. I'm done. I'm going to go away. That was enough. I waited long enough, and the market's not giving me any big impulse moves, the upside or downside. And in the end, even if I stuck it out, I'm not ever getting beat up. My flip to flip points aren't negative. I'm not having a big string in negative flip to flip points. And if for some reason I stayed in, there was some opportunities here to grab pieces of trades and keep advancing the the equity curve ever so slightly. So we didn't have any big breakout move this day. We had a market that was in a grinding uptrend, and we get those on occasion. So your system has to have the ability within the way it's programmed and the math at how the indicator is built to be able to handle cyclical narrow range activity. And I would say the predominance of old school indicators don't do well. The lower the time frame you go, the more dangerous they are to use. In other words, the cyclical and the patterns of the price action are too noisy for that type of math in that type of indicator to handle it. So like a MACD would be terrible on a day like this. An RSI, if it's dialed in, could maybe do good on catching one or two of these reversal points off the low. It might catch one or two of these peaks as a rollover, but an RSI is an oscillator. I would rather look at something that's right on price, that's visually efficient, and that's easy to automate, meaning, hey, I have a momentum side flip to the upside, automation, get me in on the bar close. Hey, I have a flip to the downside per my indicator, get me short. Okay, now I'm long, get me long. Now I'm short, now get me short. So it's kind of like a connected trade. It keeps trading until you're either at your daily loss limit that you set in the settings of the automation, or you're at your daily profit objective, or you're to a time point where you tell it, hey, wherever we're at, shut it down, we're done for the day. So for me, that's like 11:30 US Central Time. I'm shocked if I'm not over my daily objective at 11:30. The one day Fed days. On a Fed day, I might let it start the day, grab a little bit, and then I might just shut it off, and then I'll re-enable the strategy maybe to start 3 to 5 minutes after the rate announcement, or 2 minutes after the Fed press conference, or just stay out of that end of day stuff. And whatever you got early, take it, call it a day, and then wait for the next day to get a day that isn't quite as affected by news. And it's not just one news event on a Fed day, it's two. It's the rate announcement, and then you got to deal with the press conference. And the press conference can be more wild, the market reaction to it, than the announcement of whether you have a rate cut, no rate cut, and then the language. So even on days that tend to chew up regular systems, I can get my iGRID dialed in, so I can go in and just do flip to flip trades and come out of the day positive. And again, the focus should be on progression, just make some progress every day, and then not be focused on, oh, I got to be perfect every day. If I don't get my daily goal every day, I'm failing. No, just make some money every day. 1 or 2 days or 3 days a month, you might not get your daily goal. That's okay. The rest of the days, when you have big explosive moves, you have no problem getting your daily goal. So when markets get range bound or get kind of grindy, where they're in grinding up trends or grinding down trends, I can hold my own with this approach. And this is going to be a significant additional capability added to our current iGRID program, where I can already trade flip to flip right now with the current iGRID. But we're really going to take it to the next level for these low time frame type operations by the way I've built the iGRID scalper indicator to be matched up to the strategy. So now this doesn't even count doing what we call entry option 1 trades with the scalper, or entry option 2. Those are going to be additional trades you can take advantage of, probably not down on a time frame like this. This time frame is something that I would utilize for going and hitting the ES in a flip to flip mode. And I plan on doing, I found so many good time frames and settings looking at this approach that I pretty much know I'm probably going to have almost 70 to 80% of all my prop trading now just being flip to flip trades. And that I look forward to, because it's really simple to watch it when it's operating live to make sure it's doing everything the same, versus some of the other ways where I trade, where I get in and I'm adding to positions. Sometimes I have to be a little bit more focused, make sure it's doing the adds right, and so on. This is just, flip to flip to flip till I'm at my daily loss limit, or my daily profit objective, or to a time period where I call it, I'm done for the day, and go do something else. So there you have it. Wanted to give you more info on the, and actually this should say iGRID scalper, the little I in the front. There we go. Let's fix that up. So the iGRID scalper method, even on the ES, you should be able to go in and have no problems day after day. And even when you're getting flipped back and forth, not getting killed by that. That's the stuff that's not going to blow out your account when you're dialed in on the right time frames and the right settings. And the nice thing, there's a wide range of time frames and settings that work to be able to do what I just showed you. If you have any questions, info@gridalgo.com. Have a great day. Have a fantastic weekend. Much more to be announced this weekend before we get into next week. Lot of big stuff rolling out in the next day or two. So I'm going to keep shooting a lot of video, and then I'm going to be shooting a lot of video stuff running live, going to town on this flip to flip style of trading. It's going to be fun to watch. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great weekend.